Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to continue on from the video I had posted up yesterday in regards to PTSD. I wanted to harp on 100% and 70%. Again, if you guys know anyone or you're feeling, you have these symptoms and, you either rate the 70, 100%, go for it, if you already have these ratings, then it is what it is. There's nothing more. But receive, go on with the program and continue with the help that you receive, and it helps out. Helps you deal with triggers, helps you control them in a better fashion way than what you probably already had established. Again, I have said it before. I used to control anxiety attacks whenever I got on the train, and I would avoid rush hours, but the times that I couldn't, I would drink a whole liter of water, and it would eliminate the anxiety attacks for me. And throughout the whole time, I would be holding that piss, and it would hurt, but that was my way of dealing with it. So again, going back to the 170%. 100 total occupational and social impairment, with such as areas in gross, inappropriate thought process or communication. You basically don't get along with coworkers. There's probably has been violence. You probably have been disciplined. I've been disciplined before. And you work because you have to pay bills. It is what it is. There's not much more to it. You have a responsibility, but at the same time doesn't mean that you're not depressed. So you might take it out on in work or something like that. Might have a union to help your ass out. But again, it can only cover you for so much. If you need help, I suggest you seek it. Social impairment, the explanation for that is you don't go, you don't have social gatherings. You don't meet up with family. You don't do family gatherings. You don't meet up with friends. Nothing. That's what social impairment is. You don't want to do any of that. And I've been in a depressive state that where the whole year 2004 I was stuck at home. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to shower, which is one of the symptoms for 100%. Daily activities, daily living is gone. Grooming, anything like that, it's gone. You don't want to do it. Things that you have to do, you don't. Sometimes having a caregiver helps out with things like this, and especially any time that you fall into that depressive state. Is the other one where you wish to hurt others or hurt yourself. Suicidal ideation. If you have this thought process, please, if you have a psychologist, you are going for a PTSD diagnosis, or you're receiving help, or you're going for a compensation and pension, open up about these things. You want to state this. You have to word yourself and give this information out and let them know what you're experiencing. Why? Because the VA is there. They're not going to call the cops on you and be like, oh shit, let's lock this fucking kid up and put him in a fucking psych ward. No, it doesn't work that way for the VA. Obviously, if you fucking tend to want to hurt yourself right then and there, obviously they're going to take care of you. You will be put, hospitalized. But, you state these thoughts that you're going through and let them write it down, and especially if you're going through this depressive state while you have a compensation and pension appointment. Let it out. Don't be afraid. I understand that that's that doctor, you have not established any type of trust or anything like that, but this is your compensation. This is where you get your rating. This is where you want to open up about it. I understand you might not have shared or establish trust or anything like that. And it's a big thing for, people that are experiencing PTSD. But open up about it right then and there, because this is where you're going to get your rating. And once you receive that rating, you will, be able to get a lot more help than what you're getting right now. So again, social impairment. There's others. Again, I stated daily living. You won't want to do anything, run errands or anything like that. I know I'm missing a few others. I'm currently driving, heading in somewhere. But these are things that you want to open up about. Now, when it comes to 70%, you will have the occupational and social impairment. For those of you that go through a depressive state, like a stint, like in the joint, a stint, you state that it comes and goes. It depends on the triggers, whether you get triggered or not, what it is that triggers you. Everybody knows what will trigger you. I know what triggers me. So again, you state this. You also state you will have suicidal ideation, and you will have, the daily living. You won't want to do any type of work or anything like that. So, these are things that you will be speaking of. Forgot about the 100%. The other one that I wanted to explain is you will have memory loss. You won't remember names of close relatives, your own occupation. You're gonna forget time and place, so you're gonna be disoriented. That happens. I have had Marines that experience that. So again, if you know someone experiencing this, I suggest you help them out. You might have to help them walk through the process. So do your best. Take them to Disabled American Veterans or American Legion. These are organizations that are willing to help out. So I suggest you do your best to help them out. With 70%, you will experience some of this, but it's not on a persistent type of basis. There's others that have the question, is like, oh, but I have to work, because if I don't work and I don't keep myself busy, I fall into a depressive state, and suicidal ideation sets in, and my thought process becomes inappropriate. There's a lot of things that I go through in my mind. Though I experienced that. I have to work. I have to be under stressful conditions. It is the best time that I make the best decisions. And I've proved it when I was going to college. I brought my GPA. I had the shittiest GPA when I was in college before I joined the Marine Corps. But I just did it to get, that PFC rank when I was in boot camp. Now, when I got out, I went to school, and I was taking 18 credits per class, per semester, 18 credit classes. And it was a lot sometimes, 7 to 8, but I did it. It's just because I needed to be in that type of mindset. Because if there was any type of breaks, it would be a trigger, something that I know would get me, make me fall into that depressive state. And I know a lot of vets that, have the same thought process as I do. So again, these are the things for 70 and 100% and 70%. Some of us need to be under stressful conditions. Others can't deal with stress, so such as, that's one of the other ones that I forgot about, 70%. Work-related stress or any type of stress, they can't deal with it. And that's what 170% requires. for us, that I don't know. I don't know what what will work for us, but I would suggest you open up. I would suggest that if you are this type of mindset, but you still experience suicidal ideation, you just still, certain things that you take a shower every 2 to 3 days or 3 to 4 days, those are, daily activities that you don't keep up with, because your mindset is not right, you deal with your own situation in your own ways. You have to control your situation in your own way, and you've already established these methods. So there's a difference between people like us and then people that can't be around others. So again, help each other out. There, I know I wanted to harp on a few other things. There's certain people that will experience this, and it is a form of PTSD. Buddies of yours committing suicide. That affects the mindset, especially while you're in. I have a brother of mine whose buddy, who he spent the majority of the time with, commit suicide. Pretty sure in his mindset he thinks about it on a constant basis. What could I have done to help him prevent that? Talk about that. There's another buddy of mine, my brother. He his buddy ended up going overseas, KIA, came back, dead, and he feels like he should have been with him. He should have been there. Maybe something could have, he could have prevented or something. I don't know. It's the thought process that goes through his mind. Obviously he's a little fucked up about it, more than fucked up about it. But it's not a day that goes by that's not in his head. There's another situation I wanted to explain. My boy, when he ended up going, getting orders to Iraq, I got orders to go somewhere else. That was one thing I didn't want to experience. I ended up calling the unit that I got orders to, and I canked orders. And I ended up getting orders to the old unit reserve unit that I was with. They were going back to Iraq. Obviously, it was nothing going on, but I didn't want to be in those shoes, that if something was to happen to my boy, my brother, who I've grown up with, I wouldn't have been able to deal with that, have that regret. So obviously I jumped on orders with him and ended up going. And the last one is, had a lieutenant of ours on the second tour. Obviously Marines are the biggest fucking ball breakers. I'm one of them. Me and my guys were shooting the shit. We was in the comm shop. Yep, some real poke shit. But it is what it is. I got my stack. I got my experience. So this pogue probably has a lot more than, you guys that are coming in now or that have had 4 years or whatever. So going back to what I was saying, me and my guys were shooting the shit in the comm shop, and lieutenant comes up to us, asked us a personal question. Would it have been the right time to ask the question? Probably not, but it is a lieutenant. He was asking a personal question, and the dickheads that we are, we responded, not the answer that he was looking for, but we gave him a dickhead answer, and we was joking about it. And come to find out, after that tour, he had opened up to me and told me that he wanted to off himself that night. It broke my fucking heart. It still breaks my heart to today. Obviously I have not changed. I'm still the same way. But what I have implemented is that anybody else that comes up to me in regards to sharing something personal, they're gonna get the balls broken. But at the same time, I'm gonna make sure that they're good to go. Maybe find an answer, because I break your balls doesn't mean that I don't care for you. So don't take a lot of things so hard. The person that you might be opening up to, might not know how to deal with your situation. And that's how I've always been. And the reason for that is, prime example, in 03 when we were coming back, another close friend of mine thought he had a new way to unload all the ammunition from magazines by racking them through his M16, unracking them through his M16, and he ended up chambering the last one. Just so happens that it was like a conversation, what if yada yada, ends up pulling the trigger thinking that nothing was in there, and it goes through my sergeant's pants. Luckily he didn't get hit, and the guy behind him didn't get hit. We ended up having a power. Obviously that Marine my boy got what he deserved, but we ended up having a powwow, based on what we were coming back from, what we had done out there on the initial push. We was in Kuwait getting ready to go back home, and in this powwow my boy opens up, and he breaks down. Obviously this situation fucked him up, and the reason why I'm stating it is because I don't know how to deal with situations like that. I ended up calling him a bitch about it and told him, man, the fuck up. I thought I was gonna get a laugh out of everyone, and nope. Joke was on me. From then I've been able to understand a little bit more when guys are in that state, identify certain things. So again, look after each other, guys. You have any more questions, email me at CombatVetVlogger@gmail.com, and follow me at CombatVetVlogger on Instagram, and subscribe and like the video if you like. The more you like, the more you share, and the more you subscribe, the later you could be able to watch the video, and then if you like, share it. But again, I'm just here to help out. There's nothing extra about this. My spare time, I do the videos. Do I have a dialogue? No, I don't. But I want to help out. First things first for me is just let's help veterans get service connected. For those that aren't. All right. And this might help out a lot of veterans. Take care, guys. Bye bye.